My girlfriend framed fake cheating to prank me. But I found out that was actually a betrayal. I'm 26, and I just ended my relationship with my girlfriend of 2 years, Bella. They say love makes you blind. In my case, it made me doubt what was right in front of my eyes, even when every instinct screamed at me to see the truth. It started on a Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays were usually our takeout nights, and I decided to surprise Bella by coming home early with food from Mae's Thai Kitchen. It's this tiny place downtown where we used to go all the time when we first started dating. We even had our first I love you moment there, both of us laughing because I had a piece of basil stuck in my teeth. I was fumbling with my keys outside our apartment door when I heard voices inside. At first, I thought maybe Bella was on the phone, but then I heard a man's laugh. My stomach dropped when I recognized it was James, one of our mutual friends. But it wasn't their usual joking around. You know, that kind of quiet, intimate talking that just feels wrong? That's what it was. When I opened the door, I found them on our beat-up gray couch. The one we'd spent 3 weekends hunting down at various thrift stores because Bella insisted it had character. They were sitting so close together it made me sick to my stomach. Her head was tilted toward his, both of them speaking in whispers, and I swear they were about to kiss. The Thai food slipped from my hand and hit the floor. At that moment, the apartment went so quiet you could hear the neighbor's TV through the wall. What the hell is this? My voice didn't even sound like my own. They jumped apart like teenagers caught by their parents. Bella's face went through a range of emotions: shock, guilt, and then something else I couldn't quite read. A flicker of amusement? Wait. She held up her hands. This isn't what it looks like. James stood up, straightening his shirt. Bro, let us explain. But I was already backing away, my mind refusing to process what I'd just witnessed. The two people I trusted most in our home on our couch. I felt sick. That's when I heard it, laughter. They were laughing. Oh my God, you should see your face. Bella gasped between giggles. We got you so good. They chased after me as I headed for the door, both talking over each other about TikTok pranks and viral videos. Bella pulled out her phone, showing me some trending Catch Your Partner's reaction video that had apparently inspired their little performance. Look, we even recorded our planning. She played a video of them discussing the prank, dated 2 days ago. See? It was all just for fun. We saw this trend and thought it would be hilarious. But something felt off. The way they'd been sitting, the intimacy I'd witnessed, it didn't feel like a performance. Maybe it was the way James couldn't quite meet my eyes, or how Bella's laugh seemed a little too forced, a little too loud, like she was trying to convince herself as much as me. I needed air. I needed space. I grabbed my keys and left, ignoring Bella's calls behind me. I crashed at my friend Mike's place that night, my phone buzzing constantly with messages from Bella about how I was overreacting, how I was being dramatic, how I needed to learn to take a joke. Looking back, I should have seen the red flags. I met Bella during my junior year at Northwestern, in Professor Mitchell's creative writing course. She sat 2 rows ahead of me, and from day one, I couldn't help but notice how her laughter would fill the room whenever someone read something amusing. It wasn't just a polite chuckle. It was genuine, infectious, the kind that made everyone else want to join in. 2 years flew by like pages in a book. We moved in together after graduation, got jobs in the city, and built what I thought was a solid life. Our apartment became the hangout spot for our friend group. Movie nights, game nights, impromptu dinner parties where Bella would have everyone in tears with her stories. That's how James became such a big part of our lives. James was the kind of guy everyone liked. Easygoing, always up for a good time, and seemed genuinely happy for our relationship. He worked in marketing, like Bella, and they often bounce ideas off each other. Looking back, I should have noticed how their inside jokes seemed to multiply, how their text conversations got longer, how they always seemed to be sharing something on their phones and laughing. But I trusted them both completely. Why wouldn't I? The next day, our mutual friends started calling. According to them, I was being unreasonable. It was just a prank, they said. Bella was devastated. Why was I being so uptight? Didn't I know her sense of humor by now? She's always been like this, Our friend Sarah insisted. Remember when she faked that pregnancy scare last April Fool's? You laughed at that. The memory hit me like a punch to the gut. I hadn't laughed. Actually, I'd spent 3 sleepless nights before she revealed it was a joke, terrified about our future, running financial calculations, looking up parenting advice. When she finally announced it was just an April Fool's prank, I'd forced a smile because everyone else was laughing. Classic Bella, they'd said. That wasn't the only time. There was the hilarious prank where she convinced my sister that her husband was cheating on her, going so far as to create fake Instagram messages as proof. My sister cried for days before Bella revealed it was all an elaborate joke for her YouTube channel. Or the time she told my parents I'd been in a serious car accident, letting them panic for hours while driving to the hospital, only to surprise them with a birthday party instead. The shock makes the surprise better, she'd explained when I confronted her about it. Something kept nagging at me, a persistent feeling that wouldn't go away. So when I went back to the apartment to get some clothes while Bella was at work, I noticed our camera on the coffee table, the one they'd used to film their prank. I shouldn't have looked. Part of me wishes I hadn't, but I did. The camera felt heavy in my hands as I sat down on the edge of the couch, the same couch where I'd caught them. My fingers trembled slightly as I opened the playback screen. What I found made my blood run cold. There it was, in the footage before their prank planning video, the truth they thought they'd erased. They hadn't deleted the whole conversation, just the beginning. The timestamp showed 4:37 p.m., 2 days before the prank. The camera had been accidentally recording, catching their real conversation before they filmed their alibi. I watched in stunned silence as my girlfriend and best friend discussed their affair, how they needed to cover their tracks, how this prank would be the perfect alibi if they ever got caught. The camera angle was slightly tilted, catching their profiles as they sat at our kitchen table, the same table where we'd had breakfast together that morning. If he walks in on us, we'll just say it's a prank. Bella's voice came through clearly, her tone calculating, nothing like the playful one she'd used during the prank. She was twirling her hair, something she only did when she was plotting something. We'll show him this video of us planning it. He'll believe it. You know how gullible he can be. He always falls for my jokes. James leaned back in his chair, looking more relaxed than I'd ever seen him. Plus, everyone's doing these prank videos now. It's perfect. And if anyone questions it, we can just say he can't take a joke. You know how everyone loves your pranks? The casual way they discussed manipulating me, using my trust against me, made me physically ill. But what hurt the most was watching them laugh together about how well their plan would work, sharing a knowing look that spoke of an intimacy that went far beyond friendship. How long has this been going on? James asked, his voice softer now. A few months, Bella replied, reaching across the table to take his hand. Since that late night at the office during the Henderson campaign, my hands shook as I forwarded the video to everyone who'd called me unreasonable, who defended their harmless prank. The responses started flooding in immediately: shock, apologies, disgust at Bella and James's deception. Bella tried to deny it at first, then tried to explain it away. It wasn't serious, she insisted. We just got carried away. The prank was supposed to be funny, but then things just happened. You're so serious all the time. I needed someone who could laugh with me. That was the final straw. Her attempt to blame me, to make her betrayal somehow my fault because I couldn't take a joke, made everything crystal clear. That was 2 months ago. I've cut them both out of my life, along with anyone who still tries to defend them. The apartment is sold, our shared belongings divided. Some nights are harder than others. I'll hear a joke or see something funny and instinctively reach for my phone to share it with her, before remembering that she turned our whole relationship into a punchline. Last week, I met someone new at a local comedy show. She's funny too, but in a way that builds people up instead of tearing them down. When she jokes, it comes from a place of joy, not manipulation. We're taking things slow, but for the first time in months, I'm laughing again. Real laughter, not the forced kind I'd gotten used to. Looking back, there were signs I'd ignored. The jokes that always seemed to have a target. The way Bella would push things just a little too far. then claim everyone else was too sensitive. The constant need to create drama, then play it off as humor. But I'm not angry anymore. Mostly, I feel sorry for Bella. Sorry that she's so afraid of genuine emotions that she has to hide everything behind a joke. Sorry that she'll probably keep repeating this pattern, using humor to avoid responsibility, to manipulate, to keep people at arm's length while pretending to let them in. As for me, I'm learning to trust my gut again, to recognize the difference between genuine laughter and the kind that's used to cover up lies. I'm building a life filled with honest joy, not artificial amusement. Sometimes the hardest lessons come wrapped in laughter. But when the laughter fades, what matters is being able to look yourself in the mirror and know you stood up for what's right, even when everyone else was telling you it was just a joke. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. So please leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more stories like this one.